New tonight, a disturbing case after a former Broken Arrow caretaker is sentenced to 15 years for sexually assaulting multiple patients.
Wesley Harrison was a nurse at 2 rehab and senior living centers. 2 Works View reporter Travis Guillory tells us why the outcome may be different in the future.
Throughout most of 2015, Wesley Harrison was a caretaker, but no one could imagine what was going on behind closed doors.
As their nurse, the pattern we observed was he would give them some form of either their medication or an extra dose of medication, and while they were loopy, while they were under the influence, he would start to sexually assault them, and he would kind of do so in a variety of different ways.
Sometimes under the guise of medical treatment. This led to multiple women coming forward and Harrison being charged with multiple counts of sexual assault and second-degree rape.
Under the laws as they were in effect when this case was charged, they distinguished between rape by instrumentation where there was an injury or where there was not an injury. And the difference was whether it was rape first degree or rape second degree.
And while the district attorney's office was investigating the case, they realized there was a flaw in the legal system and a change had to be made.
It's difficult sometimes to have to tell a woman or have a conversation with, well, why is the maximum 15 years? Why isn't this an 85? To say in the eyes of the law, you weren't raped enough without an injury, and it's awful and it's indecent.
So the DA's office made the case to legislators.
And we were successful last year, and this case was one of those that pushed us, because when you look at what these women had to go through, sometimes 15 years isn't enough, but that's what we were left with.
Now, if a case like this were to happen today, it would be tried as first-degree rape instead of second-degree, making the maximum sentence life instead of 15 years. Harrison was also court-ordered to never hold down a job again where he'd be responsible for the care of others. In Tulsa, Travis Guillory, 2 Works for You.
Forest Hill, one of the facilities where Harrison was working at the time of the abuse, sent 2 Works for You a statement. They say the company follows a rigorous screening and hiring process, and there was no indication of a threat. They also say they reported the behavior immediately and fired Harrison.